Hi, everybody. Welcome to my vlog post 10. I wanted to just basically say that this vlog will kind of discuss the things that we talked about this semester, all the critical issues that we covered, and how I've connected to them in my past experiences as a student, how they will most likely impact me and my future as an educator, and how these issues in society connect to the overarching systems in education and how it kind of creates this cycle of these societal issues. To start, I wanted to talk about hate and discrimination as we did with the semester, and how this topic kind of alluded to the discrimination that is still occurring today in society, and how in my past experiences as a student, I do not remember really experiencing curriculum that was very diverse culturally, that was very diverse racially. Um, it was very pretty much one-sided curriculum, and I felt that in reading my novel that I was supposed to do my book report on, why are all the Black kids sitting together in the cafeteria, it really encapsulated how identity needs to be reflected back to us as individuals, because we create our whole self-expression, our whole view of ourselves based off this reflection. And the way that we are reflected back is so important. You want to see a positive reflection back of your self identity and not a negative one. So it plays like a huge role in how students will see themselves and how they will feel accepted in society, and how certain individuals who are represented in society should view these diverse cultures because they want to be culturally competent and not ignorant. Following that issue, we talked about school violence, which is a huge topic. It basically covers violence that occurs in schools, outside of schools, at school events, not at school events, with students in general. And what's important to note about school violence is that it's violence that occurs anywhere, really, that happens with students or that students experience or witness, and it could be traumatic for students, and it's important for teachers to kind of um, behold the responsibility of creating an environment in their classrooms and in their schools that is welcoming and safe and comfortable for students to feel like they can come to teachers and tell them about their experiences, about their trauma, or even if they don't tell the teacher, that they seek help from some administrators in schools, knowing that they will receive that help and they can trust these individuals that they are talking to, and creating an environment where students just feel safe and comfortable, and create a caring environment where students care for one another and where teachers and students have a caring relationship as well. Bullying and cyberbullying also strongly correlate with the issues that I've already talked about. Students can experience bullying on the basis of just being different or diverse from another student, and students can feel the need to bully another student based on the environment that is experienced in schools, that is created by administrators and staff. And it's important to create an environment where students care for one another, where students who need um, help mental health wise or need help in school because they're experiencing trauma or bullying, to be comfortable enough to go and trust these adults that they're going to talk to. Um, I think a lot of teachers and parents also have a very um, strenuous relationship in terms of bullying, because parents usually want to see administrators do something about bullying that is taking place in schools or outside of schools, as cyberbullying can take place online, it could take place 24/7 anywhere. And teachers really want to see parents really want to see teachers and administrators making an effort to put a stop to it and create an environment where students don't feel the need to do this and wouldn't think about doing this. Mental health also strongly ties into bullying, as the victim of bullying might experience mental health problems, as the bully might experience mental health problems, as any student might experience mental health problems, because they are dealing with big issues and big stresses in their lives, and it is normal to experience mental health problems. Time and time again, or to just experience it because you have some sort of underlying disorder. The important thing is for teachers to be aware of these mental health issues and to be able to give students the support that they need and the resources that they may need as well. To also be able to aid families who may be experiencing these mental health issues so that they may seek the resources that they also need. I think a huge theme that took place across this course's material and content was that teachers and staff and schools may not really know what is fully going on in a student's life. And students are kind of good at hiding what is going on at home or outside of schools. And it's just important for teachers to try and be a little more investigative and try and see what's going on, as students might experience things like poverty and homelessness. Teachers should just be mindful that some students may not be able to financially support some of the materials and supplies that teachers assign students to bring pre coming to school. And students may be marked as unprepared or lacking the materials, or might not even be able to do some of the assignments that teachers assign because they can't buy these supplies. So I think it's important for teachers to just be mindful and try and use supplies that are supplied by the school, or even raise funds to support these students as best they can. Um, Mindfulness is also a huge topic as well. It kind of helps students who might be struggling in school focus. Students always hear, "Oh, you don't know how to listen, you don't know how to focus, your head's in the clouds, blah, blah, blah." And I don't think students really understand what teachers mean by this and what they mean by they need to focus. Why do they need to focus? And mindfulness kind of ties into why they would need to focus. It also kind of puts it more of an emphasis on SEL, social emotional learning, rather than just yelling at a student or disciplining them. You're kind of showing them through social coping mechanisms that if you just take a minute and focus on your thoughts and your feelings and emulate your thoughts and your feelings to others around you and your needs, you're able to kind of better understand yourself and better interact with other individuals in your community. Vaping and drugs is another topic that we talked about, and it kind of correlates with mental health as well. Um, Vaping and drugs can kind of create mental health issues. It can throw off the chemical balances in your mind. It can further throw off mental balances in your mind if you already had a mental health disorder previously. Um, and it could also develop co-occurring disorders, which was something I talked about in my blog post and I had done some research on. Technology is also something that is hugely debated in teaching. I personally believe that technology has come so far in education that it's almost impossible to go into a classroom now and not see a smartboard or a computer or a tablet, or not to see high school students with their phones. It's just impossible. So I think that with how far technology has come, it's impossible to suppress it. It's almost better to use it as a tool, but that tool should be limited as technology doesn't supply every academic aspect of curriculum and content, and students should be able to function without technology as well as with it. Connecting with students' families are so super important, as communities and students' lives outside of schools are huge. Their lives are not just confined to what's experienced in the classroom. So making the ties with students outside of the classroom will just like further develop that relationship between the teacher and the student. My classmates taught me a lot about discrimination and hatred within the classroom, as well as cyberbullying. Since I had not really taken the route of watching the cyberbullying documentary, I was able to view somebody's blog post where they talked about the cyberbullying, and they talked about, I believe, a case where a girl was bullied online and she ended up taking her own life. And it just kind of shows that bullying can take forms in all sorts of different ways and it can have the same impact. I also learned that teachers can identify how to financially help students, whether they can identify if a student is financially struggling and be able to give them aid and support. I wanted to wish everybody, before my video runs out of time, a happy summer. And it has been so great learning with everybody. And I look forward to maybe seeing some of you guys in my future classes. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great summer. Take care. Bye, guys.